So many network marketers fall in love with a health and wellness product, and then they realize that there's an incredible opportunity to build the lifestyle and income of their dreams. But what happens when you get started and you run out of friends and family to talk to, and what you're doing on social media just isn't quite getting you where you want to be? Well, the truth is it's probably not your fault. It just takes a little marketing know-how that you may not be getting from anywhere else. So on this podcast, I'm sharing with you the secrets that I've been able to learn from all of my top earner friends and mentors. I'm pulling back the curtain on exactly what it takes to get people excited about the wellness products that you have to offer, to help people improve their lives, and to get you to the rank that you want to be at. My name is Soraya Goddard, and this is Secrets to Marketing Your Wellness MLM. Hi, everybody. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different than normal. I actually recorded a Facebook Live the other night that I just wanted to touch base and give some value on Instagram and do kind of some free coaching and Q&As. And it turned out so well, and it got such a good response that I really wanted to share it here as well. So this episode is the audio of a Facebook Live that I did a couple days ago. And so I hope it helps. I know that a lot of you guys have the same questions, and so I figured that you would enjoy this. So here you go. Hi, Facebook. It's been a while since I've done a Facebook Live on Instagram, which is one of my favorite topics, as most of you know. So I am Soraya, and I'm here. I want to talk about Instagram tonight. I hang out a lot over at Instagram, so I don't do a lot of Facebook Lives anymore, but I need to be better about that. So let's talk Instagram. Hold on, this is annoying me. This thing is like crooked, really annoying me. Okay, so I want to come on tonight and share with you guys some things that I have noticed. I want to talk about basically a couple discussions that I just had in direct message on Instagram with somebody as people are hopping on. Hi guys, so glad you're here. And then I want to answer some questions if you have them about Instagram. So for those of you who don't know, I love Instagram. I've been using it just personally. Hey Rick, hi Dan, for a long time. And it took me a while, but I figured out how to use it for my business. And I say that it took me a while because I don't want people to think that I'm some like natural Instagram whiz. Not the case. Hi Dan, hi Angela, so glad you guys are here. Hey Sean, hi. I really had to spend a couple years learning Instagram, but the good news is that I learned it because I didn't know who to turn to. I didn't know anyone who was teaching Instagram for businesses specifically. Now that information is readily available. I teach it mostly over on Instagram, but also in a course that I have. So it's a lot easier if people want to make that leap. But I want to share with you guys some of the key things that took me almost 2 years to figure out, with a lot of trial and error and a lot of starting accounts and shutting them down again and all sorts of good stuff. So if you think that you know people that would benefit from this information, or you have a friend or a team or something that wants some Instagram advice, go ahead and share or tag them in that right now so they can jump on live and maybe even get a question answered. I'll hang out for a little bit. I've got a little bit of time before I've got to get ready for bed because I got to go to bed early because I wake up really early. So let's talk Instagram. I want to tell you guys about some of the things that I see people struggle with. Like, I can teach all the things that I've learned and I can share all the things that work for me, but there's a lot of psychology, some simple psychology that I think people miss that make it so that they struggle with Instagram, and they can post all the beautiful photos and they buy all the expensive filters and they master Lightroom and they've got the beautiful text overlays and all sorts of stuff, but they're still not making sales. They're like, I don't understand. I spend so much time doing this, but I just don't make sales. Why is that? And let me break down a couple things to you that I think once I say them will be very obvious, but that a lot of people don't think about because they're so focused on the, dare I say, desperation of trying to make some sales, right? And I know you guys know what I'm talking about, right? You've seen the pretty feeds. In fact, let me tell you a true story. I hang out in a bunch of Facebook groups just so that I can gather research information, which, by the way, if you're a marketer, that's a great way to research what people are struggling with. So I like to hang out in those Facebook groups and listen to what people struggle with. No joke, last Saturday, 2 ladies commented on a thread that I saw on this Facebook group. They were asking about how to monetize their Instagram following. One of them, 75,000 followers, does not make a dime on Instagram. Another one of them, 25,000 followers, doesn't make a dime off Instagram. So my first word of warning before I even talk about any kind of tips is that if you are out there and you think that you don't have enough followers to be successful on Instagram, that is absolute nonsense. I do not have 10,000 followers on the main account that I use. I do on another account, but that's a separate story. But on the main account that I make my sales on, I have 6,500 followers and I make consistent sales off that account. Now, some of you guys are like, I don't even have that. I only have 1,000. Guess what? I started making sales when I had about 2,000 followers, but I didn't need that many. So it does not matter where you're at. You can make sales off Instagram once you understand a little bit about why humans buy stuff and how you can talk through that really cool phone that you have and share valuable information with other people that's going to make them want to buy stuff. I know, ouch is right, Dan. Like I was like, oh my God, if I had 75,000 followers, I would be selling. I mean, I sell anyway, but anyways, it makes my heart hurt. So no matter how many followers you have, I don't want you to be frustrated about the numbers. I don't want you to be pissed off that you gain followers and lose followers. All of that is nonsense noise that is distracting you from what you really need to be focused on. And that is connecting with human beings and having conversations with them. So let me talk to you guys who are in marketing or sales of some sort, whether that be small business or network marketing. Your goal on Instagram should be to have conversations with people, the most number of conversations you can possibly have. And if you only have 500 followers, imagine if those 500 people were in a room. Could you have conversations with 500 people in a room? Abso-freaking-lutely. If I told you to stand up and speak in front of 500 people in a room, you'd be sweating bullets, right? So people are on the other end of that phone, and people are going to want to respond to you if you talk to them like they're humans. A big mistake that I see, and I think that people don't understand, is that followers on Instagram fall in two categories, right? When you first start out on Instagram, the people that are following you are the people that you know in real life, right? They're the people who are your friends, your closest friends, your family, your coworkers, the people you hang out with, your BFFs, all that kind of stuff. But then there comes a point where you start to get followers that are not your real life friends. In other words, they don't know you. They don't know your motivations. They don't trust you necessarily. Not that they think you're bad, but they just don't know what you're about. And so when you're first starting out, that's actually when it's easiest to make sales on Instagram, because it's the people that already know, like, and trust you. So all you have to do at that point is you need to give them a little bit of reason to think about the benefit of your product or whatever it is you're selling. Oh, thank you, Carol. I really appreciate that. Hi, Jessica. I'll go back and I'll answer questions. I'm going to keep going and kind of talking for a little bit, and then I'll go back and answer if you guys have any questions. But thank you guys for jumping on. This is so awesome. So when you first start out on Instagram and all of your followers are just your friends, the people that you already have a rapport with, it is so freaking easy, because all you have to do is show how you use your product, service, or opportunity, or talk about the benefit of your product, service, or opportunity, or share testimonials or some sort of results from your product, service, or opportunity on your Instagram. Now, as you gain followers, and that percentage of followers, as they become kind of strangers, right? They're new people that don't really know you. Maybe they were attracted to the way that your feed looked. Maybe they thought you were good looking. Maybe they thought you were interesting. Maybe thought you were funny. Maybe they just liked the visual style that you were giving on your Instagram feed. Whatever reason they came to you, the questions that they're asking in their head are the following. Who is she or he? Who is she? I'll just say she because I'm a she. Who is she? What does she want? Like, what is she doing? What's her shtick, right? What is her message? And how can that help me? So I want you guys listening to this, and those of you listening to the replay, which, by the way, if you're listening to the replay, say hello and type replay in below. That would be awesome. I want you to take a look at your feed and figure out if somebody is coming to my feed who doesn't know me at all, right? I am a total stranger. What impression are they getting from this feed? And I know my friend Dan is on here, and he knows that I learned that from a very smart marketer named Donald Miller. He calls it the grunt test. If I go to someone's website, or if I even go into a brick and mortar store, the first thing I'm gonna want to know is what do they have going on here? What is this website? What is this store about? And how can it help me? Oh, it doesn't help me? Peace out, I'm gone, right? So that's what people are thinking when they're coming to your Instagram. So you have an opportunity, I'll put it in a positive light because I think it is a positive thing. You have an opportunity to really connect with somebody and let them know what you do to help them. So most of you guys, I venture to say 99% of you, which I love you all for being on here, but 99% of you are worried about you on your Instagram feed when really it's all about the person coming to your Instagram feed or your stories or your IGTV. What can you do for them? So I want you to really think about what's your message? What is the message that you have to share with the world? That's what Instagram is all about. And let me compare and contrast. Yeah, exactly right, Dan. What's the problem that you're solving? What are you doing for the person finding your Instagram feed? And this is just basic marketing that, oh, by the way, applies to pretty much everything. But here's the difference between Instagram and Facebook. Most of the people that are connected to you on Facebook have built a rapport with you. They know you, they like you, and they trust you for some reason, most. Now, for those of you guys who have 5,000 followers and maybe, or 5,000 friends on Facebook and a ton of other followers, maybe that's not the case. But most human beings, their Facebook is people that they're connected to through some sort of real life experience. And so there's already a rapport there. So with Facebook, you're not as much necessarily building that rapport, although smart marketers do that. You're really just connecting and talking about the benefit of your product, service, or opportunity because you've already built that trust with those people on Facebook. As where, let's say, so I've got 6,000, 6,500 followers on my Instagram account that I'm making sales on. Those 6,500 people do not know me. So your job is really twofold. Number one, to talk about the problem that you're solving, but then in your stories, in your Instagram stories, to get them to know, like, and trust you. So that's like earlier today, if you go over to my Instagram, you'll see that I shared some Instagram stories of me on my Peloton bike this morning. I'm sharing that I work out, that I like to be healthy. I shared a photo of me hanging out on the couch with my dog a little bit earlier. And I guarantee you that will be the most responded to Instagram story that I post because people like dogs and my dog is adorable. So that's the kind of stuff that I share in my stories. Now, I also share value in my stories every single day, but I intersperse that with things that are going on in my daily life because I want people to know me. I want people to think when they see me in real life, I totally know her. I know what she likes to eat. I know where she likes to hang out. I know what her house looks like. I know her dog. I know her husband. I know where she, what her neighborhood looks like. You want that because that's going to erode the obstacles that people will have. Because when people come to you first off, they're like, who are you? I don't trust you. Why should I believe you? And objection, 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 objection. But if they see me in their Instagram stories every single day and I'm in their face, they're going to start trusting me. And then when I'm talking about in my feed or in my stories or in an IGTV episode, how I can help them, there are so few objections to overcome, far less than if I was a total stranger. So I hope that helps some of you guys. That's really the difference between Instagram and Facebook, at least in my opinion. And I really think that Instagram is a great thing. Now let me tell you who shouldn't be using Instagram. Let me tell you who shouldn't be using Instagram. If you do not want to make an authentic personal connection, you should not be on Instagram. So if you think that you're going to aesthetically attract someone to your product, so in other words, I'm going to have the prettiest flat lay, or I'm going to have the most beautiful bottle photo, or I'm going to be the sexiest Fitspo person, right? That's all great, but you're going to be like those ladies who have 75,000 and 25,000 followers who don't know how to make a sale. Right? So I'm not taking gym selfies of my bubble butt, right? Because first of all, that just isn't me. I would never do that. But those ladies, they might look beautiful. And I'm not like, if that's you, trust me, this is coming from a lovely place. Like, I'm not knocking them, but I'm saying that doesn't equate to sales, okay? That doesn't equate to sales. What equates to sales is you really making that authentic connection with someone and sharing with them how you can help them with their problems. Add to that a layer of know, like, and trust, and man, you are on fire. I would also add a sprinkle of consistency, right? Thank you, Adrienne. I really appreciate that. That means a lot coming from you. Trisha, I love you. You're so good. Trisha is a master. No, you girl. Okay, so Trisha is a master of how to do gym selfies the right way. Let me tell you, you should go follow her right now because she is authentic and she is taking gym selfies in a way that is making you love her every single day. You're not looking at her or going, I mean, don't get me wrong, she's gorgeous, but you're not looking at her and going, oh, that's unrelatable. You're looking at her and going, she's a badass and she's in the gym every day and I love that and I trust her for it. So there's a big difference. She's an amazing example of how that works really well, which by the way, she's also a course student and she has leveled up. She started with a really good Instagram game and then leveled it up. So I love her so much. Awesome. Hi, Sarah. Oh my God, so many amazing people jumping on. Okay, so I hope that really helped. Let me go back and scroll through and see if I can answer some questions here. If you guys had any questions on any of that, or if you have any other questions. Jessica says she's excited for this information, gotten pretty good at Facebook. Now you need to up your Instagram game. Yeah, so Jessica, let me just give you a piece of advice, if I may, that I like to tell people. Like if you're rocking it on Facebook and you're like, I'm crushing it and I'm making sales every day and I've got a consistent DMO, stick with it. Stick with it. Unless you have enough time that you can play around and figure out how to apply that to Instagram, okay? So what I see a lot of people doing is they're like, Instagram's the greatest thing and everybody's talking about it, so I need to be there. That may or may not be the case. So if people are crushing it on Facebook, man, stick with Facebook. Like, I'm not trying to dissuade you from doing it, but stick with what works and put all your energy into that instead of taking your focus from making sales, because that's really what we're here to do, right? We transform people's lives through sales. And so if you're rocking it and making sales, stick with it. Now, if you are comfortable with where you're at in Facebook and you do have the time to try something new, Instagram is so much freaking fun. Here's what I love about it too. I can message someone who I do not know on Facebook and it is crickets. 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 Chirp, chirp, chirp. Nothing, right? Silence. I can DM someone on Instagram, celebrity or not, and I'm going to 80% of the time get a message back from them, which is really, really cool. So you can make connections. So again, Instagram has got to be a place where you are looking for connection, where you're thinking about the person on the other side of that screen, not thinking about how you look or how you feel. Now, you're sharing that connection through stories and how your day is going, but it's really about the other person. Yes, I am live. All right, let's see what else. What are the posting rules of Instagram? You know, I don't really believe in rules. I can tell you what works for me and I can tell you what works for other people, but it depends on how much time you have. It depends on what your goal is. It depends on where you are kind of in your Instagram journey. I would say that if you are trying to grow your account, if you are trying to gain new eyeballs onto your account, then I would focus on two things. I would focus on posting one Instagram post in your feed, one square post in your feed every single day. And then I would do stories at least 8 times a day, 8 individual stories or a series of 8 stories or 8 sprinkled throughout the day at a minimum. Absolutely, that's what I would do. If you then have time to do IGTV and lives, great, but I would at least do one feed post and a bunch of stories per day. Here is a secret growth hack. Oh my God, you guys are getting all the tips tonight. Ready? Are you ready for this? It is a fallacy that everybody grows through hashtags. Now, hashtags are amazing. I am obsessed with hashtags. I do lots of hashtag research. They are very important. But when was the last time that you searched a hashtag? Some of you have, some of you haven't. I do all the time because I really, really like Instagram, but a lot of people don't. And so here is the way that most people grow on Instagram is through a recommendation or a connection. So tell me if this rings a bell. You follow somebody and in their stories, they tag a friend and they go, oh, I just bought this and this from somebody else, or I just listened to this podcast and they tag the podcaster, or I just read this book and they tag the person, or they just saw a really inspiring post either in their feed or in their stories and they share that with their audience. That's how you grow your account. You grow your account through really good content. So just like any other marketing platform, whether it be a blog or a Facebook or a podcast or anything, good content is the key. So again, it gets back to what I was initially talking about. How do you serve the problems and how do you solve the problems for the person that you're trying to attract? People will resonate with your message if it's good content and they will share it. So I did a live a couple weeks ago, maybe like a month or two ago, where I was talking about, look, if you're not growing and nobody's sharing your content and nobody's tagging you, that's a hint that your content kind of sucks or that it might not be where it should be. It's not emotionally connecting with people. But here's the thing. My content doesn't always emotionally connect with people either. Maybe half of mine does, half of mine doesn't. But here's my difference. I'm consistent with it. Super consistent with it. So if you're batting 500, I'm good, right? In baseball, that's like, that's excessively above average. That's superstar status if you're batting 500. So it's the same thing on Instagram. Even if you're batting 300, if you're batting 250, if you're batting 180, on Instagram, that's going to be enough if you've got consistency. Some of you like non-baseball fans are like, what the hell is she talking about? If 1 out of 10 posts are hitting home and are really, really, really crushing it and the other 9 are just okay, you're probably still going to be okay as long as you're consistent. But if you can get to half of your posts really, really being good content, then you're in the sweet spot. And that's when people are going to start sharing and tagging and recommending you and all that kind of stuff. So that's really how you grow. I hope that helped. That was a very, very long answer, Jessica. Awesome. Yeah, Dan, you are so right. Dan says, most importantly, just do what you're comfortable with to start, then add other components. Absolutely. Like I preach, if you guys listen to my podcast, which you should be, I talk all the time about being imperfect. So let me tell you a story. 3 years ago, I would never have come on Facebook Live with like sweaty face, post-workout, like no hair done, like dog hair all over me. I just wouldn't have done it because I was too self-conscious. That's just the truth. I was not sure of myself. I was sure of myself personally, but I wasn't bold enough to get in front of a Facebook Live and just talk to people on the other end because I was so worried about me that I wasn't giving to the person on the other side of the screen. And so start imperfectly, start authentically, start imperfectly and authentically, and just create content and test and tweak. Find people too who you like following and see what they're doing. Why is it that you like following them? Is there a story structure that they follow? Is there a certain type of content that they give out that you really, really are attracted to? Don't copy them, but see what the formula is that they're using and see if you can recreate that in your own niche. All right, awesome. I don't know why I'm not seeing, for some reason I can't scroll up any, oh, there we go. Okay, know, like, and trust. Oh, Trisha, you're so sweet. Oh man. Okay, Jessica. So this is a whole nother Facebook Live. Are you open conversation? So I like to teach attraction marketing on Instagram. And I really do believe that look, you guys, most of you guys who follow me here are also followers of Ray Higdon. And I think Ray can do no wrong. He has taught me to prospect and get to the point very quickly. But I do think that in Instagram, and this is what I teach in the course that I made through a lot of trial and error and a lot of are you open messages that never got replied to, I don't think that works very well on Instagram. I just don't. In fact, I actually posted in my stories today a girl that DM'd me an are you open message, and it just landed with a thud on me on Instagram. Here's the thing. I I think that the beauty of Instagram is that we can make a connection, and then I can ask you a simple question to get you to raise your hand, and then we can connect, and then I can dig deeper. But I need you to raise your hand to tell me that you want more information or to tell me that you're struggling with something, and then I go in for the conversation. So that's what I would recommend, Jessica. I would not recommend just cold messaging on Instagram. I have some podcasts about this, and I teach it at length in my course. If you want to go to sorayagoddard.com/Instagram, or there's a link in bio on my Instagram, or it's also on my website. I highly recommend that you go through that, because that is really going to teach you the sequence of events of what I do. It's very, very simple to get people to raise their hand and tell me that they are struggling with something or that they want more information. And then I go to the DM, and then I can have a conversation, because otherwise I'm just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something sticks. And look, I don't have time. I have a full-time job. I work literally at least 12 hours a day at my office and all sorts of other stuff. I try to stay fit. I try to stay healthy. Lots of things going on, as do you guys. Like, you guys have a ton of stuff going on in your life. And so I don't have time to cold message 100 people on Instagram. I would much rather put some content out there and get someone raising their hand and telling me that they might be interested in my help. So that's what I teach in my course. Oh, you're so sweet, Dan. Thank you so much. Sandy, in my course, do I go over Instagram stories and IGTV and how to do them properly? I do. Yes, I definitely talk about stories. I'm actually just getting to redoing my IGTV because I've been playing around with it. So I will soon have a module on IGTV, but everything you need is in that course. And if not, let me know and I will create a module for it. Blah, blah, blah. Awesome. What filter do I use on my Instagram? I do use Lightroom, Sophia. Yeah, absolutely. Adrian, how do I research hashtags? So really I get into the mind of the person that I want to attract and try to think about things that they might be searching for. And then I use those types of hashtags. So it's funny, hashtag research. Here, let me give you some practical recommendations. When you're starting, I would use hashtags that are anywhere between, that have anywhere between 5,000 and maybe 500,000 uses. In other words, small-ish hashtags. So if you, and I use this classic example, I know I've taught this a couple other times. Let's say I go on a lovely vacation and I go to the beach and I'm like, oh, I'm going to post a picture of me looking all cool at the beach. And I'm like, hashtag beach, right? If you look up hashtag beach, there are 73 million uses of hashtag beach. Something crazy, something astronomical, okay? Because everybody's using that hashtag, but nobody's really searching for hashtag beach. Very few people. A lot of people are using it, but when was the last time you would have searched like hashtag beach? It just, as a marketer, it just doesn't make sense, right? But people are using it. So there's two problems with that. Number one, I really don't think a lot of people are searching it. Number two, when you post something with that hashtag, the likelihood of you making Instagram's top 9, which is really what you want in a hashtag use, is basically nothing, because 80 million people, however many million people are using that hashtag, are using it so often that by the time you've posted that with that hashtag, your content is all the way down at the bottom. So you want to find that sweet spot of that people are actually searching for it. So at the lower end, that would be maybe 5,000 uses. I wouldn't go below that. And at the top end, maybe 500,000. I'd probably stick to like the 50 to 100,000 range, somewhere in there, and try to find hashtags that have been used that many times. And then make them hashtags that your ideal client or customer would be searching for. So you've got to really get into like, what are the things that, remember, it's a visual platform. So is there a type of style that they like? Are there other niche specific hashtags from other Instagrammers that they might be following? Do some research, and you can just do it natively in the app on the top bar. That's how I do all of mine. I don't use any third-party apps. I don't trust them, quite frankly. I know a lot of other people like them, and that's cool. I just personally don't really use any third-party ones. Awesome. Oh, I'm so glad, Sandy. All right, I go live in my pajamas in bed. I love it, Jessica. That's fantastic. Okay, I'll go with one more question and then I'm gonna wrap it up. If you do 2 different things that appeal to 2 different audiences, should you have 2 accounts? I'm gonna take a drink of water because that's a complex question. Okay. I don't think that 99% of people, including myself, have the time to manage 2 accounts well. I have an account that I use daily. I have my dog's account, because yes, my dog has an Instagram account, because why not? I didn't want to spam my own followers with 80 million pictures of my dog. And then I actually have another one that I've grown to over 12,000. And I tell you what, that one, I don't even have time to manage that one. So if you have tons of time, by all means, I think that the best way to do it, and this is what I do now, is I get people into my world through one account. Then once they're in and I've gotten them in my business as a customer, or they're real life friends with me, or they are on my email list or something like that, then I can go ahead and talk about different things. Now, if you're saying that your 2 different things are completely unrelated, like you're a real estate agent and you are, I don't know, selling lipstick or something, right? 2 totally different things, then maybe you want to separate them. But I would be honest, very few people, even like professional Instagram gurus, have time for 2 accounts. It's really, really, really hard. What typically ends up happening is that people don't do either account very well. So I would master one of them. I would pick the thing that is going to make you the most money, or the thing that you're most passionate about, and I would absolutely master that to the point where you have business coming out the wazoo, and then potentially open a different account. I wish I would have taken that advice. I wish someone would have given me that advice, because I did not do that, and I ended up wasting a lot of time and a lot of effort. So hope that helps, Erica. Okay, guys. My link to my blog is sorayagoddard.com. It is my name. I'll drop it, or if someone can drop it in below, that would be awesome. Spelled exactly like my name on this account. I think Dan already dropped it. Thank you so much, Dan. I really appreciate that. Adrian, hope that helps. So many dog Instagram accounts now, right? I will admit, like my dog, I follow all sorts of dog Instagram accounts from my dog's Instagram account. And when I want like a break, like oh my God, life is just crazy right now and I want to veg out for a minute, that's what I go do. I transition over to her Instagram account and I just scroll through like an entire feed of cute puppies. It's heaven. It's fantastic. Like, thank you, the creators of Instagram, because it's so much fun. So much fun. Yeah. Dan, my mom's service dog has more followers than I do, and I manage that account. Yeah. I'm telling you. But see, okay, so let's talk about the marketing lesson in that, though, real quick, and then I'm going to go, because I could do this forever. People get value from seeing cute things, right? Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. What are the things that attract people, and give them that? So what you don't see, like if you go to a dog account, you don't see like dog lipstick, or dog shampoo, right? You see dogs all day long. Now it might be a dog with a shampoo, or a dog with a lipstick, or something crazy like that. But you're not going to see like random things thrown in there. You're not going to see all sorts of other garbage. Like, it's just, this is what I do. This is what I do well. And if someone likes it, they can follow me. I think that a lot of Instagrammers can take lessons from that and just simplify it. What is the thing that you do for your followers, and do it really, really well over and over and over and over and over again? So in other words, what is your message? What is the thing that you help people with? And just give advice and give help and give value over and 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 over again until you're wherever you want to be. So, okay, guys. Hi, Jason. So glad that you guys are jumping on. Okay, I'm done. I'm exhausted. I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to go actually post on my own Instagram. So if you're not following me, go over there and follow me at Soraya Goddard. But yeah, for those of you guys who really want to dive deep into that, just go grab my course, guys. I'm going to be doing a live Q&A there on Sunday as well. Time to be determined. So lots of good info. There is 10 hours of teaching, plus crazy workbooks, plus how I edit my photos in Lightroom, plus recommended filters, plus like everything that you could possibly think of. It's all in that course, so go grab it. And as Instagram changes, because there are changes that are being announced, I will keep the course updated, so it's well worth the price. Like, it's stupid undervalued, so go grab it now. Okay, guys, have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. Bye. Hey friends, I hope you enjoyed Secrets to Marketing Your Wellness MLM. Before you go though, I have something for you. If you are looking to grow your audience online via social media so that you can have people getting excited about your products and reaching out to you to learn more, then you need my cheat sheet that has 50 health and wellness Facebook Live topics that will attract an audience to you. It also walks you through the secret 4-part formula that you can follow on both Facebook and Instagram that is proven to have people reaching out to you. And when you get it, I am also sending you guys an audio file for those of you who love to listen to the information on the go. You can get both of those things at www.sorayagoddard.com/podcast. Again, that's sorayagoddard.com/podcast. SORAYAGODDARD.com/podcast. Thanks so much. Chat soon.